Okay, Assalamualaikum. Today we would like to present our research proposal for subject IMC 651 Evaluation of Information Services. Okay, this is for our this presentation is for our lecturer Professor Madia Dr. Nurhayati binti Husin. Okay, next slide. Okay. Okay, this is our project. We choose the UiTM e-PJJ student perspective on e-learning as our title for the research proposal. Okay, let's me introduce my partner. Okay, Muhammad Syafri bin Syafi'i. Okay, and then me myself is Abdul Naim bin Muhammad Fauzi. Okay, alright. Okay, let's go to the chapter 1. Okay, the introduction. Okay, the implementation of technology in teaching and learning activities has attract significant interest from the practitioners in higher education institution in Malaysia. Okay, much higher education institution have started to adopt and implement information and communication technology solution. Okay, such as electronic learning as a source of flexible teaching and learning processes. Okay, let's go to the problem statement. Okay, what is the perspective of UiTM e-PJJ student on e-learning? Okay, is it relevant? Okay, and then however, there are questions on the problem related to learning instructors actual contact hours. Okay, and then the instructor lack of a physical classroom means that they may not truly guide or support the student when they need it most. Okay, and then socially, the e-PJJ student may also feel isolated and miss out on the interaction they enjoy in classroom environment in the semester. Okay, the last one is it advanced in technology have made distance learning more viable options? Okay, this is the objective for our proposal. Okay, the e-PJJ or FLP is designed to take advantage of the developments and advancements in distance learning and educations with ICT technology. Okay, and then these developments and advancements are harnessed into forms of support for students to enhance their learning. Okay, and then the last one is the use of technology has made distance learning a more viable option as students are able to interact with each other. Okay, next slide is about research question. Okay, therefore several questions need to be answered such as what is the student perception of the program? Are there any difference in perception between genders, age, semester of studies? Okay, and then is there any correlation between students' perception and genders, semester of studies and age? Okay, let's go to the chapter 2, literature review. Okay, the introduction of the literature review is okay, in Malaysia, distance learning programs have started in 1971. Okay, University Science Malaysia offer its degrees, humanities and social science through distance learning. Okay, and then in 1995, the government directed all the public universities to offer distance learning programs with the objective of increasing the much needed manpower. And then in its effort to assist those who do not have the opportunity to study full time. Okay, UiTM under one of its department known as INET. Okay, and then the change to ISEP offer a variety of program conducted via different modes. Okay, and then one of the major modes is distance education, which first started the program UiTM in 1990. Okay, and this is the previous and current research. Okay, and then we can see that for the authors Valentine Arakoful. Okay, and then the title of the study is about the role of e-learning, the advantage and then disadvantage of the e-learning. Okay, he used the variable is independent work, quick delivery of lesson, scalability. And then the research method that he used is quantitative survey and questionnaire. Okay, the main finding is e-learning is involved in the use of digital tools for teaching and learning. It makes use of technological tools to enable learners study anytime and anywhere. And then we can see for the second authors, Johan or Eddie Lawrence. Okay. The title of the study is about the student perspective on the effectiveness of using e-learning. And then the variable, no time barrier, can enhance my computer and internet skills, good instructional learning program. And then for the research method, same as before, same as above, they just add the analysis. Okay, and then the finding that they have find is this study have also proven that e-learning could provide greater flexibilities on instructor lead or self-study course among the students. Okay, this is the second one for the previous and current research. We can see that Jolene scored this overall. Okay, the studies exploring student perception and experience of the course academic evaluation. Okay, the variable also we can see that they use a personal responsibility, self-directed, active student, participant, and independent. Okay, and then for the research method, they use only two. Is about online survey and questionnaire. And then we can see that the finding is about they show that the delivery method of the lectures and the technology that they use. Okay, the last one is there is Sewati Hensky Bayu Seta. Okay, that the study is about the to identify factor of e-learning quality and satisfaction. Okay, the variable uh, is about empathy, responsiveness, reliability, assurance, and then the this research is used quantitative method as an questionnaire. Okay, the conclusion that he can make is the quality of e-learning users satisfaction about have a significant and positive effect on the user intention to engage in e-learning. Okay, we go to the next slide. It's about discussion of on the variable that we use. Okay, variable are important to understand because they are in the basic unit of the information study and interpreted in research studies. And then researcher carefully analyze and interpret the values of the each variable to make sense of how things relate to each other. And then the last one is there are various studies on the UiTM e-PJJ student perspective on e-learning. Okay, this is the variable that we use. Okay, the one of it is flexibility. Okay, it can enabling learning at any time, any place. Okay, student can interact with their peers from all around the world. Okay, through group discussion and private chat. Okay, the one of the main important variable that we use is to reduce cost. Okay, the study material can be accessed without limit through online. Okay, and then student also able to save on own public transportation fares, vehicle fuels, and tools from attending classroom activities. Okay, the last one is organized and systematic. Okay, with an efficient way of delivering courses as the resources are available from anywhere and anytime. Okay, it also promotes activity and independent learning. Okay, we can see that this is the conceptual framework. Okay, contributing factors toward e-learning method among UiTM e-PJJs. Okay, we can see Like I said before, okay, we use this three independent, flexible, reduced cost, and then organized and systematic. And then the dependent variable is a learning method. Okay, this is the hypothesis. Okay, that we can we design for our research proposal. Okay, H1, there is a relationship between flexibility and e-learning method. Okay, for the H2, there is a relationship between reduced cost and e-learning method. Okay, and then the H3, we can see that there is a relationship between organized and systematic and e-learning method. Okay, H4, there is a relationship between e-learning method and flexibility. Okay, for the H5, there is a relationship between e-learning method and reduced cost. Okay, for the last one, for H6, there is a relationship between e-learning method and organized systematic. Okay, I think for my part is finished. Okay, for the chapter 3, I will pass to my partner to explain about the research methodology.
Okay, thank you, Abdul Naim. So for chapter 3 is about a research methodology. Okay, this is an introduction. The descriptive studies are structured with clearly stated questions to be investigated. The descriptive design was selected in the study because it would allow the researchers to gather numerical and descriptive data to assess the relationship between the variables. This will make it possible for the researcher to produce statistical information on the effectiveness. Study design in quantitative research also is used in the experimental study. Okay, so this is a population and sampling. For this research study, the target student population is restricted to the total enrolled student during semester 1 until semester 9 in 2020 and 2021, starting from the month of March until July 2021. A total of 30 questionnaires will be distributed to the distant learner of ISEP Institute of Continuing Education, UiTM. So for research design, copies of a questionnaire consisting of 4 sections were used as instrument to collect data. Section 1 contained the demographic factor of the student. Section 2 was to identify the student exposure to e-learning. Section 3 was to investigate the effectiveness of using e-learning among the UiTM students. And the last section of the questionnaire was to determine the advantage and disadvantage of e-learning. Okay, so for the data collection, the data was collected by a questionnaire that has been distributed to the student email. The collected data include our objective, which are to identify the pattern of student in e-learning program and to determine the factor that will affect a student. Okay, for the research instrument, the instrument used to collect the data was a questionnaire. This tool was used to survey the UiTM e-PJJ student perspective on e-learning. The questionnaire had some question and elicit information such as reason they study in e-PJJ mode, exposure to e-learning, effectiveness in a learning program, any problem faced and how they overcome them. So for data analysis from the quantitative method, the study uses a questionnaire survey for respondent. This study uses statistical package for the social science (SPSS) in order to analyze the result of the questionnaire survey from respondent. Okay, this descriptive statistic for the age, gender, and semester. This is a measure of location. A measure of central tendency is a measure which indicates where the middle of the data is. 3 common measures of central tendency are mean, for average, median, 50 percentile, and mode for most frequent. Okay, this is table 1 for statistic for age, gender, and semester. All right, so the next slide. Okay, for this is a measure of spread. Measure of spread describe how similar of varied the set of observed value are for a particular variable data item. Measure of spread include the range, quartiles, and the interquartile range, variance, and standard deviation. So in table 2, this is statistic for age, gender, and semester for measure of spread. Okay, next slide. This is a measure of shape. This measure of shape is to describe how data are distributed. It uses the normal curve, which means this is a combination of mean and standard deviation to construct a precise descriptive statement. Two common measures of shape are kurtosis, that is a measure of whether the data are peak or flat relative to a normal distribution, and skewness, that is measure of symmetry or more precisely, the lack of symmetry. This table 3 is a statistic for age, gender, and semester. Okay, next slide. This is a description of frequency table. Table 4 show the frequency table for variable age, range calculated based on below 20 years old until above 31 years old. The table show that more respondents have age 21 until 30 years old with frequency is 11. Percentage is 36.7. Valid percent is 36.7, while cumulative percent is 53.3 for 21 until 25 years old and 90.0 for 26 until 30 years old. Otherwise, the lowest frequency is 31 years old and above, with frequency is 3%, is 10.0, valid percent is 10.0, while cumulative percent is 100. Okay, so the next slide. This is how the output graph for the age of respondent. Okay, so the next. This is descriptive of frequency table for the gender. Okay, so the table 5 show the frequency table for variable gender. Range calculated based on male and female. The table show that male is frequency is 21, percent is 70.0, valid percent is 70.0, while cumulative percent is 70.0. Otherwise, the female with frequency is 9%, is 30.0, valid percent is 30.0, while cumulative percent is 100. Okay, next slide. This is also output for graph gender of respondent. Okay, next. Okay, this frequency table of semester. Table 6 show the frequency table for variable semester. The table show that more respondents have a percentage semester in semester 6 with frequency is 6. Percent is 20.0. Valid percent is 20.0, while cumulative percent is 76.7. Otherwise, the lowest respondent percentage semester in semester 8 with frequency is 1% is 3.3. Valid percent is 3.3, while cumulative percent is 93.3. Okay, so the next slide. This also output graph for the current semester. This current semester, we range from semester 1 until semester 9. Okay, so the next slide. Okay, for the last and the conclusion, okay, this research report and exploratory study designed to uncover issue surrounding e-PJJ student perspective on e-learning. Overall, the strategy of accesses connected to 30 students of UiTM Puncak Berdana. Based on the study, it can be concluded that the students were exposed to e-learning a great deal. This study has also proven that e-learning could provide greater flexibility on instructor-led or self-study course among the students. The main advantage of e-learning is it enables learning at any place and any time. In short, e-learning is an integration of technology in teaching and learning. It enables students to learn effectively. Effectively. Okay, so this is just the presentation. This is just the presentation of our project final proposal. And then thank you and assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.